Hottest podcast in the city, the smartest dumb people. I'm here with my nigga, that dude Johnson. You know what I'm saying? We go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. Y'all tune in every week or every time. Hit the like button, subscribe, do what you're supposed to do. Like, comment, share, tell your people about it. Y'all know what it is. It's the smartest dumb people.
See, man, when you get that type of money, he clearly sleeping with other people. So, like, this is a story.
This is the best podcast in the city.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'm not pandering.
You know what I'm saying? And they take vocals and, script and
That's how I'm living on Tupac.
You're a real hustler, huh? That's pretty neat. Into it.
But I also met with
Team, they know she likes to go outside and play soccer by herself. We have to.
Females, right? It's more than a female.
Make sure, I want to tell you, like Snoop Dogg, he's an icon in all facets of life.
The most biggest icon in the world.
But
I feel like they cheat stupid. They gonna get caught. Yeah, they cheat with their dick like we cheat with our mind. I feel like women.
no more. But before I let you explain that, I want to show a little clip of a little monster.
I'm on Pandora, YouTube. I'm on
The students and everybody, Carl.
I'm trying to find.
It is what it is.
Finally, we went to Dwight the Pimp. And Dwight was like, "Look, come on, somebody."
It's so immature to be like, what are you really doing with life as a 30?
No, there's two cats. No, you can hustle them anyway. There's two cats in high school.
This is the coldest fucking thing that's going on. Wall. These the realest niggas out
Yeah,
there.
you already know.
Like, for real. Like, this.
God, I go off the mentality of the woman, and I know if I know my woman.
Smart dummy!
Let's go.
What's up, everybody? It's Say Something Sunday, and I am so happy to be back live. We have been out of commission for a while trying to get our co-host Treese give her time to repair her health and things like that. She is not here today, but we are definitely praying for her and hoping that she is in her healing space and doing the best she can. But today we do have our trusted fellow co-host Leland. He agreed to come on today. We are very happy that he is here today. And we also have Christina Nance, who is an Omaha author of No More Closed Doors, which we will be talking about that in a few minutes. And then she also has a workbook, Breaking Generational Curses. So we're going to talk about both of these books today and how and what it took for her to write these, because these are very courageous pieces, and I think a lot of the people in the Black community would benefit from reading this and also working through this workbook. I think they go hand in hand together. But I just want to start off by saying, how was you guys this weekend, since we are here on Sunday? So did anybody have a wild weekend they like to talk about?
No, not me, not at all. You know what I'm saying? I did the show, back-to-back shows, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Can't
back
get no
to
better
back.
than
Yeah.
that.
Work. We appreciate you,
Back to back.
Leland, for that.
Yeah, back-to-back shows, working hard. Yeah, that's about it.
And how was your weekend, Christina?
I worked.
Did
yesterday. Yes.
you? Oh man.
Worked and grocery shop. And
And-
Christmas shop.
And then just kind of hung out.
Relax. Yes.
Well, that's good. I am glad that you are here today. Now, for me, my weekend was super wild. So on Friday, I came, we did the show. I did the show with the fellas. And then Saturday, I had to get up. We had an early Christmas party for Well-Read Women of Omaha, which is the nonprofit I belong to. So we had our annual book club for December. Big Christmas party, gifts, drinking, food. We also had the author of the book. It's called Hold You Down. And the author's name is Tracy Brown. So she came on Zoom. She's from Staten Island. So we got to talk to her about her book, and we just hung out, music, games, stuff like that. Then I left there and hooked up with my mom and my aunts, and we had more food, more games, more music,
drink?
more drink.
Golden girls. That was like the golden girls.
Definitely the Golden Girls
That was like
party.
the golden. Anybody with Blanche? Anybody put Blanche?
This
Blessed?
is Blanche.
Oh, Blanche?
Yeah.
I'm for the Golden
Who was
Girls.
Blanche?
Was anybody Blanche?
Well, did we have a Blanche there? We didn't have a Blanche there because my grandma had passed away. She would definitely have been Blanche, but we didn't
okay.
have we didn't have a Blanche there.
Okay.
Cause I'm trying to think about the guest that was there last night, boy. Blanche.
Okay.
Now she is the life of the party though.
Okay.
But no, we didn't have a Blanche there. And so now I'm here with you guys today. So I would say I had a pretty good weekend. Pretty
That
good
sounds like a
weekend.
blast.
Okay.
Better than mine.
I mean,
I didn't do nothing play video
I
games.
mean, okay. So Christina, welcome to the panel. We are glad you're here. We always try to promote our Omaha entrepreneurs, authors, our chefs, our people selling clothes, people doing nonprofit, giving back to the community. So we are so glad that you're here.
Thank you.
And so we want to talk about a little bit about yourself. So introduce yourself to our viewers and family and friends, and then we'll get into your book.
So I'm Christina Nance, born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm married to my husband James. Amongst the two of us, we have 6 remaining kids. One passed away last year.
Funny.
I love my family. I love to travel. Love to travel.
Yes.
Love to host, and I love just being around family. My family is very Southern, so we love to do everything together.
And that's good.
Like, probably too much together.
But that's good. A lot of families, a lot of black families just don't do
No.
that.
No.
And I have
Mine,
one
we
of
never
those.
really had. That ain't really
I have
happened.
one of those families that's not that close to where we could travel together, where we could do like weekly dinners and stuff like that. So I do value that with your family, and I do value when you guys invite me and my mom to come, because we do have a good time at those
Yes,
dinners.
non-filtered. Very non-filtered.
Yes,
We,
very non-filtered.
We just like to get together. Growing up, we did it, I come from a big family. So cousins grew up as brothers and sisters, and unfortunately our kids did not grow up like that, you
Yeah.
know? But
Yeah.
like we were the last generation of that.
Yep.
So we just,
Is that a good thing or bad?
it's a bad thing. Like now my daughter and her age group, they are like 360 or something, where they starting to track each other.
Mhm.
So they know each other whereabouts now. But that's good, because back then we didn't have all this technology and stuff.
Right.
But I just love my family. We do everything. Like, I know my husband gets tired sometimes. Like, again?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
We do something again?
Yeah.
Like we celebrate everything. When
Yeah.
somebody lose a tooth, we celebrate. Somebody get divorced, we celebrate. Somebody get a new boo.
Divorce?
We celebrate everything.
Yeah, you have to celebrate happiness.
You do, right?
Divorce?
Right. We celebrate everything. So,
Man.
it's just family. Like, my family originated from Shreveport, Louisiana. So down there, my mom and them would go down there in the summers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, down there back then, you go outside till the street lights came on. You didn't come back in the house.
Right,
Like, share your own water jug.
right.
You know, I ain't doing that now. So,
Yeah. I
Well,
know. It's
we
so
was a little
different.
bit like that.
no, I ain't doing all
We
that.
was a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's me. I love to travel. I do.
I know.
'Cause you only live once.
That's super fun though.
And-
Like
Yeah,
you guys
well,
always go
well.
out of town like at least 3 times a year.
Oh,
They
man,
do big trips
See, 'cause
though.
I be like, but I just do normal shit like go to the club. Like I could have did that.
You got a backwards
At
plan.
home.
Backwards plan. Like you set a goal and you backwards plan from that goal till you reach that goal. So like my family's going on a cruise in June.
Mhm.
So we backwards planned that. We knew we wanted to go on this cruise out of Long Beach. So we had to do the assignment on it.
Mm-hmm.
We knew how we had to figure out the flights, the hotel we was gonna stay in for the one night, and then the cruise. It's a week-long cruise.
Now, is this an investigation team? Is it just one person or is it a group of y'all?
So I come from a family where my grandmother has 5 girls and plus 1.
Okay.
So it's 6 girls.
Okay.
Out of that, 16 grandkids.
Okay.
Out of that, it just started to triple and triple. And then we have our significant others. They have their boyfriends or boo things, whatever.
It's a research team.
Yeah, we get together, we plan. We do, what do you call it? Group duel. We do it every day. It's like a duel.
Oh, that okay. That
like a
little
duel
phone.
app.
Yeah,
We get on
okay,
there every
okay,
day. We
okay.
plan. We plan when we go grocery shopping. Like today, we went grocery shopping.
As a unit.
Yes, we do
Oh,
everything
man, they probably
together.
watching y'all. They probably think y'all the banshees. They like, here come the banshees.
We
They
showed
about
up to
steal.
Walmart 4 cars
They
deep
about to
today.
be stealing. They start watching y'all from the parking
No,
lot.
but that's how we operate. You gotta have the planner.
A 4-car parade.
You gotta be prepared.
Oh.
You gotta make sure you got the person that's gonna clean, that's gonna cook, that's gonna prep, that's gonna cuss you out, that's gonna tell you ain't doing everything right, that's gonna host, that's gonna provide the liquor, that's gonna, you know.
I mean, a team. It's a
Yeah.
unit. They
Yeah.
operate as a unit. I think it's
The
great.
sound well oiled.
And I mean, when you travel, you have like the functions, the planned functions, but you gotta
Mhm.
also remember, this is still everybody's vacation.
Okay.
So yeah, we have like our color themes and
Color-
stuff.
Matching clothes.
No, color themes. So like on our
The
first day on the
family
cruise
wear
ship,
red or blue.
like we're wearing purple going on a cruise
Oh,
ship. So they gonna know who all 71 of us is getting on that cruise ship.
Yeah.
Oh,
We all have on
okay.
purple shirts,
That's
some
dope.
blinged out Crocs or whatever. So I mean,
Y'all might not want to do purple.
That's important to
They might
Purple-
operate
mistake
as a
y'all for the
unit.
Israelites, because y'all know that the Israelites that marched on the Barclay, they wore the purple and the.
purple
There you
signifies
go.
royalty,
It sure does.
I
and my
believe
family
that.
is very royalty to me.
I'm just saying, y'all don't want to be mistaken for the
I ain't
Hebrew
worried about
They
that.
won't
Israelites.
be. Okay, so Christina, we're gonna get into this book. They won't be mistaken. They won't
Talking
be.
about it.
So no more closed doors. So when you were like journaling about everything that happened in this book, did you ever think that this would be a published book for sale?
No.
So talk a little bit about what happened in this book.
So I wrote that book because I was at a very dark place in my life. I'm the oldest of my mom's kids. My family look at me as a pillar. I don't see myself as a pillar because I still have flaws. I tried to be like the perfect wife, the perfect daughter, the perfect mom, the perfect sister, like just the perfect everything, but that don't exist. I learned that. I have severe OCD, so everything had to be like lined. Like they clothes, my kids' clothes would be laid out for the week, like literally to the Q-tips laid out on their clothes. So it was bad, and it just got to a place where, as I state in the book, like I had the support. I've always had the support. I just didn't know how to go to the support because they always came to me. You know when you call your friend and you be like, "Hey girl," you calling them to talk, but then they just start. Girl, let
Unload
me
on
tell
you.
you about this mother. Let me tell you about that. And
Unload.
it's like, well, dang, just take over the conversation.
They
So,
unload on you.
yeah, so it just got to a point my stuff just kept getting pushed down until I just reached my breaking point.
So this book that Christina wrote is actually a story about one day that developed into about 75 pages. And it was a suicide attempt. And when I was reading this book, it helped me to understand moment by moment when somebody is planning to do something like this, what they were feeling, how their heart was racing, the people that they thought about. And, you know, it was always her daughter, you know, Jayla, her son Malik, her husband James, her mom, her sister. I mean, they're all in this book. And the letters that Christina wrote to them saying that I love you today, tomorrow, and forever. You know, don't ever think that this was your fault, but I am just not thinking that I can exist anymore. So for me, reading this, I was flabbergasted because I never, going to dinners with Christina would be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And she wrote in the book about all the people in her life that she loved and dedicated, the book to anybody suffering with mental illness. God will stand with you through your darkest moment, and he will stand with you during your brightest moment. So keep the faith. And so that was one of like the first 5 pages in the book that I had pinpointed. But there was also a moment in the book where Christina was like, I wanted to keep the conversation going as long as it was directed away from me. I wanted to talk about me, but I wasn't ready to face me. And so I thought that was a very powerful statement, because there's a lot of people who don't understand. And like, there were some moments in this book when some of the doctors who had, was treating Christina was saying words about mental illness. And she was like, in the bed with the IVs and stuff, flushing the pills out of her system. She was like, mentally ill? She said, I'm not mentally ill. Like, what's mental illness? It's something that she never knew about. It's something that we don't talk about. And so there were a lot of awakening moments for me in your story that helped me to realize there's a lot of people who buckle from the pressure and they don't understand what are the steps to get help. Who do you call? And like Christina was saying, sometimes I call people and they're like, girl, let me tell you, and never ask her, how is she doing? So in that statement, when you said, I wasn't ready to face me, how did you come to that conclusion?
A lot of times, have you ever went in the bathroom and don't turn the light on because you don't want to see yourself in the mirror? You just know that you're going to break down and cry. Those are the moments I used to have. I still have them, like, maybe periodically when I'm like just having a rough day. Working from home can mess with you mentally.
Yeah.
You got to truly walk out the door, walk around the house to check out of work and go back in. But it was just being able to say, I failed. I failed. I didn't fail just me, because when you have people that look up to you, you fail everybody.
Yeah.
You fail your house. You fail your spouse, your kids. You fail everybody. It's like the foundation. When you're building a house, if the foundation ain't set, the house gonna crumble.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt, because I was a part of the foundation. So that's how I felt.
And you felt like I couldn't face me in this story. I felt like you were saying I couldn't face me, and like you said, you felt like a failure, and you didn't know how to communicate that to your family. You didn't know how to tell them, even though on the outside you guys think we're operating like a well-oiled machine. I am seeing huge failures in our family dynamic that you guys don't see, but I don't know how to communicate that to you, but I feel solely responsible for it. So like in the letters that you were writing to your family, you wanted them to know that it wasn't their fault. I don't want them to think this attempt was their fault. And when, Christina was found and, the ambulance and everything came to find her, and the doctors and everything were coming in, and everybody was sunken that is related to Christina, because then they all felt like failures. How did we let this happen? I think that's a lot of questions that people have when they feel like they failed at something, right? And so there was one point in the book where Christina came home, everybody was coming over, and she felt like she was vividly at her own repast. I thought that was the most riveting statement in the book, because when people pass away, they don't see their repast. They don't see the people that come over, the people that want to come in and see what's going on, or the people that want to check on you, or the people who feel like they failed you. And that was an opportunity for you to kind of see who was really there for you and who really wasn't. Like you said, some people only came to be nosy, but you were truly there as a healing person. That was your healing spot once you were found and, you know, brought back and got all that medicine flushed out of your system. So this was your opportunity to heal, but also take all that stuff subconsciously out of your mind and bring it to the forefront. And so now, do you think it's better for you to have questions or conversations with your family that are super uncomfortable? Because I felt like you couldn't before.
No, I do. I have no filter. I talk about it, and they be like, we really have to have this conversation? Yes, we are. Because if I don't, it's going to eat at me. So I will bring up the most weirdest conversation. Somebody going through a divorce, like anything, I'm bringing it up because that's the only way I'm going to understand or get through it. So we talk about everything.
Good.
I believe in uninterrupted conversations. That means even writing them out and then emailing them to somebody or just burning them, but it's off my heart. I ain't got to worry about it no more because I got it off my chest. But yeah, right now, yes. And the repasting, you learn who was really with you. I lost a lot of friends when I committed suicide.
So
I mean, attempted
your
suicide.
attempt.
My attempt.
So when you say the repass thing, was this people coming to the hospital or was
To my house. So I had at that time it was a beige sectional, and you know, in the little corner part of the sectional, that's where I was sitting with my little blanket. My family was surrounded.
And you was already in the
Attempted,
process
yeah.
I had
to
already
commit
attempted.
suicide.
She was
I was
home
released.
repairing.
Okay, so
They brought her
Recovering.
home.
okay, so
Yes.
now you at home. Okay.
And you know how people, when somebody passed away, people come to the house, they bring food, they bring toiletries. This is what people was doing when I got released. They was bringing food over. They was comforting my family as if I had passed away. I didn't pass away. But to them, it's like a piece of me died. To me, a piece of me did die that day when I attempted. It was the old me that passed away. It was the old me. Like, I shedded a lot of feelings during my attempt. I don't know to this day why God saved me. Well, I do. He saved me to be a voice for people that's suffering with mental illness, because this is a hard topic for people in the black community to talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
We probably all grew up with an uncle or auntie that attempted suicide, but we was taught, oh, Uncle Ray Ray just passed away in his sleep, you know. But Uncle Ray Ray could have shot himself. You know, we ain't gonna never know. But those are hidden topics, because when I attempted, my grandmother was down in Shreveport with my great grandmother. And they were like, "Girl, we don't do that. We go to church."
And that is one thing that's one thing Christina put in the book. Her elders said black people don't do that. This is a white thing.
That was
Right.
my mama.
And
No, but
Black people do it more than we know. Probably more than white people.
right, which could be possibly so, but it's still not something that's tied to us. I personally don't think it's wrong when it may be adequated and old, you know what I'm saying? When people be like, look, man, go on with that. You know what I'm saying? That's my approach, because I personally can't, understand it or feel it. So when we say that understand, it can be like, oh, you're being insensitive. You know what I'm saying? You're trying, you don't even want to understand. But I also see where it's not wrong with being strong. Not saying that people in those situations isn't strong or don't have strength, but I mean, there is a flaw or a mental I don't know, flaw. I don't know.
Who says it's
Is
not
it-
strong? Who says it's not strong though? I have to chime in. It's bothering me
Will
so
be-
bad. First
will-
off, we just lost a black man that killed himself. Ellen's DJ. He just killed himself on like Monday. Okay, Twitch or whatever his name is.
Okay.
So when you
So
say,
what?
but I don't
And
think.
I'm
I
not
think
saying so what because I'm saying so what because I don't even know the man. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And so if the man found that he had no worth here, I cannot come in.
But it's strong
and say
to kill yourself.
that-
To want to kill yourself. What my point is that we are told that you are weak if you kill yourself. And I personally feel, like that. Those are the strongest people that's willing to take their own life. So I just want to make that clear. And I'm sorry to.
As
As
it's
a
not the
producer,
fact that.
you're okay
Well,
to
no, that's
chime in.
fine because he feels strongly about this.
Yeah.
He should have got in the corner. Seriously,
But let me say this.
Go ahead.
For black men, it's different. And I've learned that. Black men are taught, because I even had to stop myself from telling my son, tough it up, stop crying. Because black men, y'all raised not to show sign of weakness.
Thanks.
Y'all raised to always be strong. Y'all raised like that. That's how y'all was taught to
By
grow up.
whom?
Y'all, it's always been like that for most black men. But black men suffer a lot. They're actually the number one
So-
who commit suicide, because a couple of years ago another black man here in our community committed suicide.
My brother tried to commit suicide. So
Okay.
And a lot of black men do.
I contemplated it. So I'm just when y'all talk about suicide,
Yeah.
and then I see a black man, which is my brother LV, saying this. I'm telling you, I contemplated suicide. My brother attempted suicide multiple times.
Right.
It's not prevalent in just the white community. It's actually more prevalent in our community, but it's swept under the rug like the shit didn't happen or we
Right.
don't have these thoughts. Because, like Christina said, we're taught to be tough all the fucking time, and that's the
what did you
problem.
learn? What did you learn growing up? What goes on in my house stays in my house. That's how I was raised.
Right.
Or we go to the church. We're going to have the pastor come over and pray over you. We'll have the mothers of the church to come over and pray over you. So we're not going to discuss or bring up suicide. Never in a million years would I ever thought I would ever commit suicide. Never. But I got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Even my family, if you read the book, in the back of the book, I went and asked my certain family members and friends, when you heard that I was going to commit suicide, I attempted, what was your reaction?
There are actual messages
And I put them in there.
and they're in here.
Mm-hmm.
Actual messages, what some of the folks thought, and they were real. And it was, some of them said, I thought this was an attention-seeking attempt, which was hurtful to me.
Now, I have to admit, like, in my circle, socially, that what most people will say. You know what I'm saying? When the attempt go on. You know what I'm saying?
And they
That's just how the people that I know, you know what I'm saying, when we talk about it and it happens, or you know what I'm saying? And then, like, I'm not gonna say no names, we had one with one of the homegirls, you know what I'm saying, to where people was calling her, some people was calling, some people was laughing, some people was like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? It was a mixture
Yeah, a mixture.
of
Feelings.
sentiments and how they actually feel.
Yeah.
Where they thought that she was doing a public cry for help.
Yeah.
Which, you know, fortunately turned out to be, you know, just a miscommunication, but it came off that way, right? So, but in that house, it was some people that was concerned. It was some people who was like, I don't give a fuck about none of that motherfucker that week. You know what I'm saying? So, and this was just like some days ago. You know what I'm saying? And my guys who watch it, they know. And so, that's the norm. My social norm, you know what I'm saying? And amongst my friends and family, that's how we feel.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
If you get a call from him saying, bro, I need you to come over here, I'm having thoughts.
Okay.
I'm having thoughts. As his friend, you just show up. You just be there. You allow him to vent.
Mhm.
Allow him to just let everything out.
Okay.
Because if you go there with like, man, why you talking this stupid stuff like that? You done made him feel even more worse. So the next call you may get is, he gone.
Okay.
Because he reached out to you, his bro.
Right.
And you telling him. Sometimes we got to take our feelings out of it.
Yeah.
Even if we feel like it's somebody looking for attention or whatever, we got to remove ourselves from their situation, from their mental illness. Because they're not just fighting them, they're fighting the illness as well. And sometimes that illness is more overpowering than their own emotions, their human side.
Okay.
So I could see where you say, I don't know the dude Twitch. The day before, 24 hours before, he was on TikTok proud, dancing or whatever. We don't know where his state of mind was. I wore 50 different masks throughout that. I literally planned, I knew a month prior to my attempt that I was going to attempt.
But you know what? I'm glad that you said the masking. Because masking is becoming a very real terminology and a theme. And one thing that Brandy said, and Brandy is one of our loyal viewers, she said it should always be a concern first before you start to break it down as attention seeking or fuck that weak shit or I ain't about that life or this ain't what niggas do and this is only a white trade. And it should always be of concern first because there is something wrong there. There's something that needs to be looked at there. And so I just want to segue to this book, which is...
Can I say something, please? To touch on the Twitch video. When I seen the video, what I seen, I didn't see somebody that was happy. People that's happy living normal day lives, to me, just carry on about their life.
Yeah.
They don't get on no video and start doing all of this and break like... I'm too busy in my everyday normal life to even find time to even show this. I didn't see happy.
Do
You
have
know what I'm
kids?
saying? Yes.
So if your kid, you in your busy everyday life, and then, Daddy, I need you to just get on this TikTok video with me. You're going to do it.
No.
You're going to do
I'm
it.
not.
Well, that's you.
No, I'm not.
I
You
agree
know
with you.
what
I
I'm
agree
saying?
with you, Leland, 100%. But you have to also understand that that was a platform that he makes money off of. That was a job. That was not just him dancing, being happy.
Well, so be it. But some people are then now taking his job video and tying it to that he was masking something. So either he's working or he's masking.
He was masking.
He can't do both.
Yes, you can.
How can you?
If you're an entertainer, and you're getting paid to entertain,
You entertain.
you can do both. You can mask and you can entertain.
So if I go to work and
in
say
order
thank
to
you,
feed your family,
thank you for calling Lorica, this is Leland, and they go, man, that guy sounds down and out. He might harm himself. No. Or if I go, well, thank you for calling Lorica, this is Leland, might help you. Oh, that guy sounds upbeat. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Either I'm working or I'm masking.
No,
so I'm saying that
no, you
because
can mask
he's
and work
saying
at the
that he
same
was
time.
doing the video.
He's an entertainer. He was entertaining at the moment. That's how he makes money off of views, likes, shares, all of that thing. We know the logic behind it. So you cannot say that he wasn't working and masking at the same time.
I don't know what
I
he
did
doing.
both. I went to work
Mm-hmm.
the day.
Sure
I went
did.
to work. I went
Sure
to
did.
Sonics. Did my normal routine. Got my
Sure
full
did.
32-ounce cups of ice.
Sure
Mhm.
did.
Got onto my family chats.
Sure
I did everything.
Sure
Right.
did.
I masked. I kissed my husband. I kissed my kids like I do every
Can you
day.
explain the situation? Do you mind?
I went to work. My family, we get on the email every morning. We emailed. If my husband would have answered the phone when I was leaving my work parking lot, I would have never attempted. He didn't ever answer his phone. He's busy at his job. He always busy at his job. And that was our biggest argument. You always put your job first. You always working. When I need you, you don't answer. And I had to learn that, okay, maybe he can't answer. But that day, I needed him to answer. Like, he was the closest. Like, I could have went down the street to his job, but he did not answer. So I just went home, laid the letters out, laid all my jewelry out for my kids, went to each of their rooms, prayed in their rooms, and went in my car, sent the text, and I left. Took the battery out of my phone, everything, because I knew my family gonna investigate. They gonna find me. They gonna do whatever. And I drove, and I don't interstate drive. And I drove out to Gretna Mall, and I found the cheapest hotel, got me a room, and I think I checked in under my maiden name. And I was popping my son because my son is ADHD, so I was taking his meds among some other meds, some painkillers, and some liquor. I was popping it, just popping it, till I got high as a kite. No more. And then I'm like, oh shoot, reality set in. Like, I'm not gonna wake up. Like,
because their hearts racing.
I did not want
Couldn't
this.
breathe, shortness of breath.
And
So you actually did not want to die.
Let her finish. I want to hear her finish.
when you in that state, like, I was ready to die. But then when your body is in that, like, okay,
Shut down.
I cannot control this. Like, I'm about to really die, and I'm by myself. I'm gonna die alone. Now I'm thinking about where my kids at. Who gonna take care of my kids? Who gonna comb my daughter's hair? Like, I already planned they stuff out for a whole month. I went grocery shopping, had her clothes laid out for like her drawers was organized.
Mm-hmm.
But something clicked. Like, this is not what you want. This is not what you want.
What did you do when it clicked?
I called my mom's old phone number. My mom's old phone. She had changed her number. My mom moved to Atlanta, so I called her old phone. Left a voicemail on there. My mom said she was asleep and something just told her, Rynette, check your old phone. She said, I don't know what made me do it, but I checked my old phone and there was a voicemail. She called their authorities down in Atlanta that called our authorities that traced the number to the hotel I was at. And the sheriffs came and kicked the door down. When they found me, they found me in the
Christina
shower.
had actually barricaded the door,
Yeah.
so no one could get in.
Leland, ask her the question you was going to ask her. I now want to hear your question you was about to ask her.
Why?
Because we need to create
No,
something.
tell me why. Why?
No. I think you had a good question that you were about
What
to
was I
ask her,
gonna ask
but
her?
I wanted her to finish
I
her
don't
story.
remember what I was going to ask.
You was
I'm
going to
not
ask her,
getting
so
funny.
she second guessed she wanted to commit suicide. Is that really committing suicide? So I'm gonna break it down to you this way. You can kill yourself multiple ways. We all know this. A motherfucker jumping off the Eiffel Tower is going to die. Okay? A motherfucker that's popping pills and drinking alcohol as she was doing, she was able to save her own life. Okay? Some people
So
need
you
saving.
didn't act, but in the moment that you thought that you was going to die, you actually felt like, I didn't want this. There's shit that I can live for.
I knew
There's
that there was
people
something
and there's
wrong
people
with me.
that I could live for that previously somehow you thought you didn't have to.
And I knew
Why?
something was wrong with me at that time.
Okay.
I knew
So that's
something was wrong with
okay.
me.
So
It was a point to where I knew I needed help. I knew I didn't have to be perfect. I left God. I grew up in the church, everything. So I knew to lean on God for everything. But I felt God failed me because he allowed me to get to that place. So I left God. I had to go and repent to God to forgive me. So I am very thankful and grateful that God saved me on that day. I don't know why July 21st, 2014 happened.
But that's why we was
but
talking.
you actually have shit to live for.
I do.
But that's what we was talking about. A person that's willing to kill themselves are one of the most bravest acts. Whether we want to believe it or not, it's brave. I'm going to tell you why it's brave. Because if you really finish the job, you don't have time to contemplate and think like she did. A person that kills themselves is losing everything and leaving everything behind. That's a brave act. It sounds cowardly. It does. Because by law, it's cowardly. But the actual fact that if I killed myself today and left my daughter, my son, and my mother, and my sisters, and my girlfriend to fend for themselves, that's an act of sort of brave in a way. But it's still a cowardly move because you're leaving people behind that need you. She was able to function enough to call the police or call her mother or whatever.
So this is where I want to stop everybody, because to be honest with you guys, there is no labeling wanting to leave this earth or leave people who love you. I wouldn't say it was brave and I wouldn't say it was cowardly. What I'm saying is we have to practice not suffering in silence.
I agree with you.
Because when we are deeply saddened or we're deeply hurt by something, in the Black community, our chronic disease rates are highly rated over any other race. Our high blood pressure, our cardiovascular disease, which is heart, our kidney disease, which is from excessive alcoholism, our liver failure. So our chronic diseases come from societal pain and the things that the Black community has been thrusted into because of our history, what we're struggling with today, how we communicate with our families. So attempting suicide or suicide should not have a label. So I want you guys to be careful of understanding there should not be a label on that. Now, what you think or how you judge someone's act or the way they tried to do it or if they executed it or not is your own personal feelings and issues, and I cannot say your feelings are not valid. I can't say Anthony's feelings are not valid, and I can't say Christina's feelings are not valid because she actually was the one in this situation. But what I want to bring full circle for you guys is that when you're in this situation and you've heavily induced drugs and you can feel your body shutting down, the things that you subconsciously were thinking, it all comes full center, full blast. Within 60 seconds, you're like, fuck, what did I do? Like, God damn it, I got to get my motherfucking shit together. I got to call somebody. I want to stop this. I want to get my shit back together. I want my life. I want my family. Because you feel your heart slowing down so slow. You never felt this before. You feel your blood pressure rushing so motherfucking fast. You never felt this before. You feel your breath going slower and slower and slower. You never felt this before. So now you're feeling yourself dying. Now you're feeling the realness of what it's like. Before, it was only an idea. It was only a thought. It was only a dream. It was only what you thought would happen. It was only what you thought your family would feel. It was only what you thought would happen until your motherfucking ass is thrust into your body shutting the fuck down. And now you like, God damn it.
Right.
God damn it. My motherfucking ass is about to be gone.
Exactly.
God damn it, I want to come back.
And it still affects my family. Because I can't get life insurance. Even though it's over 5 years. I cannot get life insurance. So I have to pre-plan my funeral by going to the plot, Mount Hope, paying for a plot. I have to go to the funeral home and pay for my stuff. So I'm going to know what I'm going to be buried in and stuff because I have to pre-plan that. I can't go on the life insurance policies with my kids. Or
From attempting to commit suicide, you cannot get life insurance?
Life insurance, I cannot get no life insurance whatsoever. They say 5 years you could try again, but I keep getting denied. Even if I had a life insurance policy, it was successful, it wouldn't pay out.
They wouldn't?
No.
I got a question. Probably never get to ask again. So, when people say that they feel like you did it for attention, does that make it feel like, well, damn, I wish I would have never called, or I wish I had never tried to seek assistance? Does it change your mind when they say, or does it bother you when they say that you did it for attention?
I don't care what people think. My husband took the most backlash from my attempt at anybody because they felt I did it because he was cheating on me. To this day, I can't tell you my husband ever cheated on me or not.
So never mind.
I mean, that's the main backlash. He's the one that took the most backlash because she only doing it because of you.
I mean,
I don't care.
I think
what people thought.
I think a lot of people need to understand in that moment you have to be careful what you say, because anything that you say when someone is in a fragile state like that, it hurts. That fucking hurts. And attention seeking, I don't give a fuck what it was. There was something wrong there. There was something broken there. There was something that needed to be repaired and something that needed to be healed. And I'm gonna shoot this video really quick to you guys about understanding about how not to give a fuck what people think about you. And this guy named Jay Shetty. He lived as a monk for years, and this is his wife talking about how not to get wrapped up in what people think about you. So we'll be right.
No matter what you do, you will be misunderstood, you will be criticized, you will be judged, and you'll be questioned no matter what you do. Listen, people are going to say what they want to say and they're going to think what they want to think. But you have to stay you. Their concerns are not of your concern. You just have to stay focused, stay kind, stay loving, stay humble, and just stay in your lane. Be anchored by your own intention and let your intentions be so damn strong, so authentic, and so loud in your own heart that no matter how loud the noise gets around you, you can't even hear them. No matter what you do, you will be misunderstood, you will be criticized, you will be judged, and you'll be questioned no matter what you do.
I encourage all to seek to understand each other. Don't seek to judge. Don't seek to pick people apart. Don't go to negative thoughts first. Don't try to belittle. Seek to understand each other. Normalize positivity. Seek to encourage each other. See each other, hear each other, love each other. We're here together. So our first thought should be to help each other, to love each other, but seek to normalize positivity towards each other. Okay? Honey, the world is hard enough. We should be part of the easy, loving each other. All right? Less judgment, less negative thoughts, more love, more kindness, more positivity. All right? With love. I love you. I encourage all to seek to understand.
Yeah, that's the.
Thanks, guys, for listening to both of those videos. They go hand in hand. So we talked about Jay Shetty's wife about just think of so positively about yourself you can't hear the negativity. And then we talked about, and then we had Tabitha come in talking about understanding and how to always have a positive spin on trying to understanding each other. So with Christina's Breaking Generational Curses workbook, it's actually a journal. And so I just want to let you guys know what each section is. So the first one you work through is family stability. And then we have physical abuse in the home or whoever's doing it. And then we have addiction, which affects all of our families. And then we have, she has mental breaks in each section because some of them can be so heavy to where you need to stop. You need to pause. And then you continue. And so we have a section about molestation. If it's ever happened to you, you can write about it and you can discuss it later with your family if you want to. And then we talk about resentment. I think resentment is the biggest problem in a lot of Black families, is because they resent people who did not save them. They resent people who did not take up for them. They resent people who didn't speak out against the family molester or the family abuser or the family alcoholic or the family crackhead. But we as grown-ups have to start to realize that our parents did the best they could, coming from the situations that they came from. You know, we're not perfect. We can't form the perfect family. We cannot, you know, protect our kids from hurt and pain and situations that they're going to get in, that, you know, we just can't protect them from that type of stuff. And so it becomes a big responsibility issue, like who's responsible and who can we blame, who can we nail to the fucking cross, you know, for every fucked up thing that ever happened to this family. And it's not just one person. So what do you guys think?
Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I guess you're going to have every walk of life within your family. You know what I'm saying? I always, you know, like your real social interaction is in your home. You know what I'm saying? The rudest, crudest people you're going to meet is going to be your family. You know what I'm saying? That will say shit to you that they won't say to someone else, and do shit to you they won't do shit nowhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And be on like some DEFCON 5 shit. You know what I'm saying? Like over cereal, you'd be like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like DEFCON 5 shit over small shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, to me, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna run into those things. I, again, personally, you know what I'm saying, don't believe in mental health. Okay. Even though I know it's real. I got nephews, uncles, you know what I'm saying?
But you know it's real.
And all that. Yeah, I know it's real.
But you don't believe in it.
No.
You don't believe it. You don't believe in it as an excuse to be fucked up. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that. I don't believe it in if you're aware. Mm-hmm. If you are aware of what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're aware of the situation, I don't think it's mental illness. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, an individual may be bipolar, undiagnosed. Okay. They have a temper. Okay. So they go, well, you know, I'm bipolar, you know what I'm saying? I take my medicine. Okay, that's understandable. But then you have somebody that's sitting here saying, I'm bipolar, I got a temper, and every time you're around them, they upset and mad and flipping out. And you're like, well, come on, dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That ain't the move,
you know
what
the fuck
you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there are
in
exceptions.
That sense,
so I get that.
sense, if you are aware and you're not addressing it, that means that you are now using it as a weapon. You know what I'm saying?
And there are people like that.
And that's how I feel.
There are people like that. You're right.
There are people that will use it when it benefits them.
Yeah.
Right.
And there are,
people that will not acknowledge it until they get arrested.
Yeah.
Then their mom wants to acknowledge it.
Right.
Or they want to, oh no, he has mental illness. Oh, when we tried to tell you 3 years ago, you didn't want to acknowledge it, but now you do because you think it's going to help him get out of the system.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Get out of jail, yeah.
Yeah. The out of jail free card.
Yeah.
But, sorry, a lot of families do have the resentment. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of families don't come together and have these conversations. These are those conversations that they tiptoe around. They don't come together. These day and ages, families don't come together until it's a funeral. And even then, they arguing.
Right. I don't necessarily see that. Like, that's what I was going to ask you earlier about the good thing or bad thing. I necessarily don't see that as a bad thing because, like, you know, I was, you know, brother, sister, cousins with my family members out of necessity, out of somebody else didn't have nowhere else to fuck to live. You know what I'm saying? And so we was all living under one house. I don't believe that that's sustainable, suitable, or even conducive for any family. So if people are now able to sustain their own homes and houses, and we can no longer have to lay at my cousin's feet like we're brothers and sisters, I commend that. Which, why I was asking you earlier, was it a good or bad thing? Because now people have their own rules.
And you do. When I say we're very dysfunctional. We may do everything together, but we have our boundaries. Because even I have siblings. Even though we all grew up under the same roof, we all live different lifestyles. We all have different views in life, but we respect each other. Mm-hmm. We respect each other's households when we go over there. Like when they come to my house, kids love coming to my house because it's the friendly house. They do what they want to do. They go play. They know the snack. There's a snack cabinet. They cool. Then you got a family member house you go over. you know, you can't walk past the uncarpeted area and eat or nothing like that. Like, they know what they can get away with at who house and with who.
Okay.
So you have your families that everybody can't go over to their house for various reasons. You have the family who house. My mom was always the soul food house of in the neighborhood. So, quite frankly, that's who I became, the soul food house of the neighborhood. My neighbor down the street, I call her Miss Karen. I don't even know the lady name. She be like, what y'all cooking today? I don't care. And she a sweetheart. She's like, what y'all cooking today? She knew every Sunday like clockwork we was doing something.
Yeah.
But you mean resentment, that's the number one thing.
You think so?
I do.
It is. It's a big issue. Well, we're going to bring up our producer from Death Row, Anthony. That's going to jump in every video. But we are going to end this session. It was a powerful healing session. I hope you guys, enjoyed this session. I hope you learned something. I do want to say 9 things that you should do for next year, because Say Something Someday won't be back until next year. So the first thing is wake up at 5 a.m. The second thing is write down your thoughts. The third thing is learn an online skill 30 minutes a day. The fourth thing is spend 1 hour a day exercising. The fifth thing is sit in silence 10 minutes a day. The sixth thing is create a proper sleep schedule. The seventh thing is take a 30-minute walk in nature, whether it's hot or cold outside. And the eighth thing is read 200 pages a day. And the ninth thing is drink water with every meal. And we hope everybody have a good 2023. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Leland.
So when you get up at 5, what do you do?
Pray.
Plan your day.
Yep.
Right?
Whatever. You up early enough to figure the shit out.
I go to work at 5. So
Okay. Good night. Good afternoon, everybody. Have a good Sunday. We'll see y'all next year.
Peace.
Alright guys, what I need for you guys to go ahead and do is go over to our YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe there, and also check out our Instagram and make sure you follow us there, man. We'll give a follow back for sure. Holla at us. Alright guys, what I need for you guys to go ahead and do is go over to our YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe there, and also check out our Instagram and make sure you follow us there, man. We'll give a follow back for sure. Holla at us. Alright guys, what I need for you guys to go ahead and do is go over to our YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe there, and also check out our Instagram and make sure you follow us there, man. We'll give a